Hi everybody, Shane here at the Brick House, back again with another video. Today I'm going to review set 21329. This is the LEGO Ideas Fender Stratocaster and Princeton Reverb amp. This is a 1074 piece set, so let's get into the review. First, I'll tell you that I actually am a guitarist, so I know a lot about guitars, or a fair amount about guitars, so I'm going to be reviewing this set as a guitarist, but also as a LEGO fan. Now, Clarence Leo Fender started the Fender Guitar Company, and his first two guitars were the Telecaster and the Precision Bass. And as you see this, what's called the headstock, looks very much like a bass because it was taken directly from the Precision Bass. The Fender Stratocaster was released in 1954, and it is, without question, the most iconic electric guitar. Rockers from Eric Clapton, Jimi Hendrix, David Gilmour, Jeff Beck, all use a Fender Stratocaster. I built mine in red because I think it contrasts well with the amp, which we'll get into later. So this headstock from the Precision Bass, from a ratio standpoint, is way too large compared to this guitar. This is probably double the size it should be. So the proportions are not accurate at all. I understand that they did it so you could see the strings and the tuning knobs, but this headstock is far too big in ratio to this guitar. There's also a printed piece here that says Fender, but one of the biggest concerns I have about this set in general is that this is a Fender Stratocaster, and on a real Stratocaster, on the headstock it says Fender, and then in cursive writing says Stratocaster. And yet nowhere on this model does it say it's a Stratocaster. Usually there should be a printed piece that says Stratocaster right here. I'm not sure why LEGO left that off, but it's a huge miss in my opinion. I thought perhaps Fender wouldn't allow them to use the Stratocaster trademark because this is a LEGO set and not a true guitar. But if you notice on the box, it actually says Fender Stratocaster with the trademark symbol. So I'm not sure why they put it on the box, but didn't put it anywhere on the guitar. So this is the headstock, and then there's a nut, and then there's this fretboard. All Fender Stratocasters have either 21 frets or 22. I counted them. These are these lines you see. They're metal rods that give you different intonation down the neck of the guitar. And I counted, and there are 22 frets. So this is a 22 fret Stratocaster. On the back of the guitar, LEGO made it completely flat, and no guitar neck, especially on a Stratocaster, is completely flat. They're either U-shaped or V-shaped most of the time. There's another shape as well, but not flat. So from an accuracy standpoint, making this flat is a little bit of a disappointment, and I think they could have used rounded pieces here to give it a more accurate look. When you string the guitars, these strings are loose, and you use these knobs to turn to actually tighten it, almost as if you are tuning a guitar. Not from here, the tuning knobs, but from here, the nuts that hold the string on, which I thought was a clever touch. So the body of the guitar, what was unique to the Stratocaster were these cutaways that allowed guitarists to play further down the neck. And so this is one of the signature elements of what made Fender Stratocaster unique, as well as the contours of the guitar, which really came from Rex Gallion, who was a guitarist who used to say that the Fender Telecaster, the squareness of it would jam into his ribs while playing. So these rounded shapes made it more comfortable to play. The overall shape and design of this guitar was really created by Freddie Tavares. And overall, the shape of this set is pretty accurate to what a Telecaster is. There is a tremolo bar. Some people know it as a whammy bar. It's kind of a misnomer to call it a tremolo bar, but that's what it's called. This switch actually is designed to switch from the 3 different pickups. This was another unique feature of the Telecaster. It had not 1, not 2, but 3 pickups, and this switch would switch to which pickup you were using when you were playing. This is far too large and out of proportion, and no switch is that big. It's actually quite small, but I understand that LEGO had to create some type of element. The bridge of this guitar and overall look and feel of this guitar is pretty accurate. It even comes with this stand, which was a nice touch. This is actually the first thing you build, and the stand, as you can see, is a nice display model. It also comes with this Fender Strap, which I think works really well with the guitar as well. One of the great things about this set is actually this amp. I believe this Princeton Reverb amp originally came out in 1965, and guitarists like Eric Clapton do use a Fender amp. A lot of other guitarists use a Marshall, but obviously for licensing purposes, it's clear that this Fender amp goes with the Fender guitar. And this Fender amp almost steals the show from the guitar, because although it looks like a simple box, inside there are incredible details and elements. As you can see from the top, you put together this electric board. If you take any piece of old electronics, you see there's always this motherboard with all these kind of different colored servos and pieces, and they did a really nice job on that. This was probably the most time-consuming and detailed part of the build. And then from the back, if you can see, they actually did a really nice job, and I'm going to take this off, of building the speaker and then the wires that go to the speakers. And then as an added bonus, you can even see that they've put some tube amps, because back in the day that's what they used. So the internal workings of this amp are actually really clever and really well done. In my opinion, it is the amp that really sells this set. As you may be aware, when you buy this set, you can choose to build it in red or in black. I chose red because I think from a display piece, the red contrasts nice with the black amp, and the black on black was, a bit much for me. Now, originally, the Fender Stratocaster came out in what's called a starburst color, which is kind of this brown and yellow, earthy, fire look. And you can get a Fender Stratocaster in mint green and sky blue and a myriad of colors. But for Lego, there's only black and red, because there are two unique pieces here that only come in two other colors, and it's this curved piece. I went to Bricklink and I saw that the other two colors were clear, transparent, and orange, kind of the orange you see on a Porsche. And there are no orange Stratocasters, and there are no clear Stratocasters. So the red and black are really the only colors you can build this in. So if you're a guitarist and you have the mint green or the white on white guitar, you can't really find all of these pieces to rebuild this set. Speaking of the two colors, here is the bag of black that you can choose when you first begin. This is bag 8 and bag 5, and this builds the body of the set. And this is actually a lot of pieces that, in my opinion, go to waste. This set is $99. I think it could have easily been a $79 set, and you could have had on the box the red guitar or the black guitar and just printed which one you wanted to buy. After the first run, they could have seen which one was selling more and then begin to produce slightly more of the red or the black, whichever one was doing better, and give consumers the ability to decide if they wanted to build a red or a black one. Because the chances of me taking this apart and then building it in black are slim once it's displayed. And I honestly have to say that I think this is a tremendous waste of Lego pieces. We will reuse them in our city and put them in our collection. But overall, I think that Lego could have handled this better and not given you the choice of making a red and black and lowered the price a little. The proportions of this guitar, as I said, are not to scale with the headstock. It does look pretty good for what it is, not great. The neck also is a bit of a disappointment. The amp absolutely steals the show and, in my opinion, makes this set much better. If this amp wasn't as good as it is, I would probably think less of this guitar, but the amp actually improves the overall set. It even has this foot switch, which is really great. Now, from an investment standpoint, after retirement, I think this set is going to do bananas. It's easily going to double and then triple, and 5, 6, 7 years from now might even quintuple. And the reason I say that is, as you know, I'm a huge Lego Ideas fan. It's my favorite theme. I love when they build or attempt to build sets like this because it's unique. This is a Fender Stratocaster, which will never be reproduced again. It is the most iconic guitar ever created. I'd love to see a Gibson Les Paul, but once this retires, this is a one and done. I don't know if they're ever going to do a guitar again, let alone a Fender. So the uniqueness of this, there's always going to be people who play guitar or who dream about playing guitar, and this amp is absolutely fantastic. The headstock, obviously, without the Stratocaster print and its ratio to this, is my biggest disappointment. But overall, this set is really, really great. And if you're a guitar fan, it's a must-buy. I'll definitely be adding 2 more to my collection long term. And in a few years, when I see this retiring, I don't know if I'd buy it at $99. I'd wait to see it at $79 or $69. But I see myself buying several of these and investing in them for the long term. As an added bonus, I actually bought another box. And this one I'm giving to one of you, my fans. So what I'd like you to do is leave a comment about this guitar. And if you're a subscriber, I'm going to be giving this away in a few weeks to one of my lucky fans. That's my review for today. Hope you liked it. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.